You're dreaming of a big home improvement project, and you want to hire an expert to get it done, right? And it all starts with the BBB Directory. In fact, the BBB Directory is an invitation to find a contractor near you. It's free. We're not going to ask you to create a username and password. We're not going to ask you for your credit card information. But here's what we will ask. Do you want to filter your results by accredited businesses or all businesses? It's totally up to you. But if you're here, you probably already know that accredited businesses are the ones we hold accountable to doing right by their customers, to gain your trust. So, search for general contractors in your city or zip code, and you'll get a list of companies in your area, along with their BBB rating. Now, about that rating, unlike other sites, BBB looks at a variety of factors, like a contractor's history of complaints, how they respond, and how they maintain transparency. And if we don't have enough information, we'll assign an NR rating for not rated. In other words, we're paying close attention to how they build relationships, how they're working to gain your trust. But don't take our word for it. Click through to their profile and look at two of the most powerful indicators of a business's reputation: their reviews and their complaints. Starting with the reviews. When someone writes a BBB review, we want to know it's coming from a real experience, from someone like you. So, what do they have to say? And better yet, how does the business respond to what they have to say? The same goes for complaints. Are there any? Do they raise any flags? And again, how does the business respond? Remember, these two sections rely on the feedback of others, people who value trust, to give their honest take on a business. And while we're on the subject, maybe think about leaving your own review after all is said and done with your project. The other big piece of a BBB profile is, of course, the business information section. This is where you'll find their contact info, their hours, their history, and here's a biggie, their licensing information. Make sure the contractors you're considering are properly licensed and insured for what they do. Quick tip, BBB accredited businesses are required to keep these licenses up to date. If there's ever a question, it's always a smart idea to ask a contractor directly for their licensing information. Which brings me to the last point. This is a directory full of useful information and even articles related to your needs. But once you've narrowed down your list of potential contractors, you'll do one of two things. Give that Get a Quote button a whirl. Your project request will be forwarded to your contractor, and they'll get a quote back to you. Or two, contact them to discuss your project. Email them, call them, have a conversation. Ask them your big questions. Ask them for references. Then ask them for a detailed cost estimate. Finding a contractor is never just picking and choosing, but it is about looking in the right place. The BBB Directory? That's your start. And it ends with you finding a contractor you trust and want to work with. It's as easy as that. Just pull up the BBB Directory and look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business.